The majority of people will look at somebody like Jake Paul, Cardi B, Kylie Jenner, and all collectively think, right? This person is dumb, or this person is stupid, or they think that they are smarter than that person, right? If that's the case, then how do they, time and time again, make tens and tens of millions, and in Kylie Jenner's case, even billions of dollars? Here's why. The truth is that you don't have to be some insanely smart super genius to make money. All right? I said you don't have to be smart to make money. Okay? There's one simple equation that 99% of people miss, and it's the reason they can't figure out why, right? Quote, dumb people make millions of dollars. Whether you're 40 years old or whether you're fresh out of high school, the same formula applies to absolutely everybody, okay? And it is so unbelievably simple, okay? The reason why all of these, quote, again, dumb people make more money than you is because of two reasons, all right? A, they're not actually dumb, or B, they have an abundant, naturally attracting character, per se. For example, me, someone who dropped out of high school a couple months ago. You'd assume that I'm probably struggling to find work or dumber than the average person. But if I showed you a screenshot of me making $22,000 in a day, you'd just be lost, right? The simple equation is that they attract more money or live in abundance and you don't. It is strictly that they live with a money mindset, okay? And obviously money is not all a mindset game. There's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of small steps you have to take. It's left, right, okay? There's a great book written by a Russian quantum physicist called Reality Transurfing, okay? I have it right here. It's a fat book, all right? And he talks about the pedestal principle, all right? Now, I just have some notes here. Anything you give excess importance to, aka put on a pedestal, will repel from you naturally. Look, I'm not one to get into all that woo-woo spiritual stuff, right? But who am I to argue with a Russian quantum physicist, right? For example, if you are constantly frugal with your money, saving 30 cents a day on coffee, always searching for coupons, the next big deal, all this kinds of stuff, then money won't come to you, okay? You're not attracting money. Same way, if you get on your knees and beg a woman to stay with you, 99% of the time, chances are she's not going to stay with you, all right? Another great analogy is a cat, right? Like, let's say you want to pet a cat. If you run around chasing that cat, it's going to run away from you. But if you set yourself up and you're sitting down, the cat's going to come to you when it wants to come to you, okay? The simple solution is setting yourself up for money to come, right? Let's say there's a, good analogy, right? There's an old man from China and there's a river, okay? This old man is a fisherman and he wants to catch fish, but he's an older guy, so he doesn't have the means to stand up on a rock for 7 hours and then once a fish slowly swims by, try it, miss, and then he has to wait for the next day, right? So what he does, and you can't chase fish, right? So what he does is the river's flowing and he sets a net across. And then he goes to sleep and he wakes up and there's a bunch of fish in the net. So he set a net across the river. Instead of chasing the fish, instead of, running after the fish with a rock trying to smash them, he set the net up to where fish simply swam into it and came to him, right? And that's how you need to navigate your financial situation, money per se, right? You need to set up your net, right? You need to have your river, I guess, and that will be whatever vehicle you're using to make money. And a lot of people get wrong is where they have a big issue in just saying no to certain things, but also it's a generational thing. as well. It's just people pass it down. You know, chances are if your parents were rather frugal and they always shopped at, let's say, you know, the cheapest places, regardless of quality, they just shopped at the cheapest places, did this and this and this, chances are you are the same. Okay, so I don't blame anybody for that. It is not your fault. Let me repeat that. It is not your fault. Because if everybody thought this way, then we wouldn't have issues. We wouldn't have, you know, lower class people. I'm not, you know, trying to get into that, but it is so, I can't stress how big of making money is a mindset game. Making money is the easy part. All right. It's mindset is the highest leverage thing you can master in your entire life, because the one thing that's going to stay with you, other than connections, because money's not going to stay with you forever, your car, your house, etc. The one thing that is going to stay with you is yourself and your mindset, right? So you desperately, desperately need to master your mindset as quick as you possibly can. And, you know, going back to the whole gist of the video, people who are dumber than you make more money than you. Right? You look at Cardi B. She is a character. You know, she is, I'm not going to go in depth, but she says and does a crazy, you know, some absurd things. And you look at her, she makes, honestly, I might even go upwards to say like just under 9 figures a year. Okay? And that is crazy. So people like that are tangible and definite proof that you do not have to be smart. I guarantee you watching this video, if you took an IQ test, sat next to Cardi B or Jake Paul, you probably would pass. And you know, I don't want to make this video hating or being negative on them, but that's just probably what it is. That's the name of the game. And if you refuse to play the name of the game, but you want the result, then that's a hard pill you're going to have to swallow. You can either learn the hard way or the harder way, right? So when you navigate the whole finance space and all this kinds of stuff, you really need to understand that it's not a game. It's not a game of wit or intelligence or, you know, things of that nature. It's more of, I'm not putting this on a pedestal. I'm not giving it excess importance. There's an unbelievably absurd amount of money in circulation 24/7. I am going to just do the work and money is going to come to me. Obviously, don't go and spend your entire bank account, but drop $7 on a cup of coffee like once a week, right? What is that? So, and obviously don't do this, but the days that I've spent the most money, I've also made the most money. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's just the case with me. Like I've spent $2,000 in a day and I'll make $4,000. And I'm like, okay. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but that's happened like 6 or 7 times. So, you know, going back to the whole meat of the video, you do not have to be smart to make money. There is thousands, I would argue tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people that make more money than you, and they are stupid, okay? It is not a matter of who works harder. It's a matter of who leverages harder, okay? Because people have the skewed worldview of that, you know, whoever works the most is going to make the most money. In that case, there's going to be some, you know, random Hispanic guy living down the street in a shack who is a billionaire. But that's not the case, right? Jeff Bezos, for example, by definition is the hardest worker of all time, or the hardest worker in the world right now, right? But that's not the case. He's just the highest leverager. He's the best leverager. He can leverage people. He knows where to put people, right? So he's put so many of the right systems in place. He's navigated the space so well, but he's also put the right people in the right places. And he's been able to leverage almost everything in his entire life to where he doesn't have to work that hard, but the amount of input is such high leverage that his output is hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay? And that's the whole name of the game, is just leverage. Because Take, for example, meditation. I meditate every single day for 20 minutes. I am not, once I'm done meditating, like, there's not a bank statement that says you just made $300 from meditation, right? Of course not. But that meditation allows me to work with more mental clarity, makes me a more positive person, puts me on that, really high baseline level dopamine, that frequency that is going to enable me to make so much more money. So that is a high leverage activity. Same way with the gym, right? You put an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a day of work in the gym. You look amazing, feel amazing. You're more confident. You're more attractive. That is a high leverage activity. So going back to the meat of the work, right? The meat of the video, these stupid people per se, they could be retarded. I'm not going to say that. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take me off. They could be, all right, fuck it. They could be retarded, okay? They could be complete morons. But the one thing is that they know how to leverage their time better than you. They understand leverage, okay? They understand the mindset. They understand how to navigate it better than you, right? So you can obviously come from a place of, if you're in a Lamborghini or something and you're sitting here calling Jake Paul stupid, so be it, right? But chances are, if you're watching this, you're not in a Lamborghini. If you are, then connect with me on Instagram, @RealSmithReese. But, right? Chances are, if you're watching this, you're not in a Lamborghini. So clearly Cardi B, Jake Paul, Kylie Jenner, these people have something you don't. You think Kylie Jenner is out here packaging her own stuff? Of course not. She made $1 billion company because she understands leverage. I get sun exposure every day. I go sit out in my underwear every morning, soaking in the sun, right? I'm not making money from that. I don't get a Stripe payment that says, congratulations on sun exposure, here's a $1,000, right? That never happens to anybody. But that helps me, gives me the mental clarity. It increases my testosterone, things of that nature, and that in turn makes me more money. So the amount of input I put in, right? It is not, I work 12 hours a day. It is, I leverage so unbelievably well, I'm able to make enough money to drop out of high school and do all this cool stuff, right? So that's what you guys really need to get on. That's the name of the game, and that's what most people, dude, these like Iman Gadzhi, these guys, Hamza, these guys are not giving you this amount of value. This is literally the only video you need to watch to make money online. Make money in general, all right? It doesn't matter. If you enjoyed this video, join the free Discord. You can talk to me one-on-one personally. If you really enjoyed this video, you can join my Andrew Tate Sigma Male Pyramid Scheme Hustlers University private paid community. You can check the link out in the bio for that as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely blessed day.